Example 1. What proportion of men are taller than the 72 inches height requirement for shower heads using StatCrunch? Heights of men are normally distributed with a mean of 68.6 inches and a standard deviation of 2.8 inches. Find the percentage of men who are taller than a shower head at 72 inches. So the first thing we want to do is we want to draw our picture. So here is our bell curve. So let's go ahead and draw your bell curve. Okay, and then we know that in the middle here we have the mean. And the mean is given to be 68.6. And that's 68.6 inches. Now, what else do we know? We know that we're looking for the percentage of men who are taller than 72 inches. So we know 72 has to be to the right of this. So that means the value of x is going to equal 72. Because this scale is where we have x, which are in inches. So what we're looking for is this area here that's shaded to the right. We want to be able to find that percentage. Okay, now before we do, we also need to then write the scale underneath it, which represents the z-score. So the z-score, if you recall, on the z-scale is going to have a mean of 0. And so this is going to represent the z-scale. And so what we want to do is we want to find out what is the z-score according to a value of x, which is equal to 72. So what we've done in step 1 is, again, we know that the mean is 68.6, standard deviation of 2.8, and x is equal to 72 inches. We draw a normal curve, we shade the desired area and label the values of the mean and x, and then the shaded region represents the men who are taller than the shower head height of 72 inches. Okay, now we want to be able to convert the shower head height of x equals 72 inches to a z-score of 1.21 by using the conversion formula as follows. So we know that z is equal to x minus mu over the standard deviation, or the mean over the standard deviation. We know the value of x is 72. We know the value of the mean is 68.6, and then the standard deviation is 2.8. So if we take 72 minus 68.6 and divide it by 2.8, we get 1.214, and rounding it to 2 decimal places, we get 1.21. So therefore, over here, underneath, we know that this is going to represent 1.21. And now what we're going to do is we're going to use StatCrunch. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click Stat in the top of the menu, okay, and then select Calculators from the drop-down menu, and Normal from the sub-menu, and then in the calculator box, we're going to make sure that the mean is 0 and the standard deviation is 1, and since we are looking for the area, the probability to the right, we want to make sure to select the inequality greater than or equal to, and then we're going to enter the z-score of 1.21. So let's go ahead and do that. So open up the StatCrunch. We're going to go to Stat, Calculators, and then go to Normal. We know that our mean is 0. We know our standard deviation is 1. And then we're going to go ahead and select greater than or equal to. And now we're going to put in the value of what we found for our z-score, which is 1.21. And then we're going to select Compute. So now you're going to be able to see what the picture looks like and how it compares to what we have. And so there is our picture in StatCrunch, and there you can see our probability of 0.1131, which is rounded to 4 decimal places. So therefore we see that that's what the area is. So this area here is now going to represent a probability, or actually a percentage, of 0.1131. So the interpretation would be the following. The proportion of men taller than 72 inches is 0.1131, or 11.31%. Now, if we wanted to change this to percent, we're multiplying this by 100% to get this percentage. So we would say about 11% of men may find the design to be unsuitable.